Hello everybody, SlimKirby here, and welcome to the first video of my new playthrough, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Hope you guys enjoyed the brief introduction video as I just kind of explained what I'll basically be setting out to accomplish with this project. And now that we're actually in the first video, we're going to go ahead and get right to the gameplay here. So, gonna go ahead and create a new file here. I do have another file of this with pretty much everything unlocked. I might go to that file later on in the playthrough when I want to show off like some of the other best shots and highlights that I might have on that file. But that's going to be extra video territory, so I'm not really going to worry about that right now. But yeah, welcome to the world of Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. This is my favorite Mario Golf game, and I love all the Mario Golf games, but this one I think they got everything like exactly right. There are definitely some advantages of Mario Golf World Tour, which is the 3DS version, mainly in terms of like the number of courses that are available. But even still, like as far as like just this game is concerned and the general content, this game has a lot that it's working with here. But yeah, this is the main menu. Much like in the Mario Golf for 64, you can select 1, 2, 3, or 4 players. You can also take some lessons, which if you're new to the game of golf, or just this game in general, may not be a bad idea to kind of look through some of these, or if like, you play the game and you kind of see some things that you could improve, you could always come back here to take a look at some of the other lessons as well. So very helpful mode here that you can use to kind of learn the game a little more and learn some mechanics a lot easier. But of course I'll be kind of going through this on my own as I play through here. And of course you can continue a game if you already have one currently loaded, and you have the options menu, which are, well, just general options as you might expect. So let's go ahead and jump right into the game here. Going to pick one player, and these are our cast of characters that we have here. We have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, Koopa Troopa, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Wario, Waluigi, Birdo, and Bowser. There's also some spaces for some other characters below these four if you couldn't tell, but we'll get to those when we get to them. For this first video, just for fun, because he is my favorite Mario character, we're going to go ahead and start with Bowser, actually. So, as you can see for each character, you have like a little graph to the right of them. You can see their impact, their control, and their spin, as well as their drive distance at the top, and of course, kind of how high they can hit their own ball as well. And you can also see if they have a draw shot, a fade shot, or a straight shot. Bowser obviously has a very heavy draw, but he has about minimum height. He has really, really good spin, not so much good on control, but impact, I'd say about in the middle. And then whenever you unlock the star variants of these characters, some of their stats will get a little more inflated, but we'll talk about that when we unlock those. And of course, you can also make them a lefty if you hold the L button or press the L button. But of course, I'm not going to do that, so we're just going to go ahead and stick with this. So let's go ahead and pick Bowser, and let's go ahead and go to our very first tournament. And yes, there are a lot of different modes in this game, as you can see. We'll be covering all of these as we go through the game. But we're just going to go ahead and start with the tournament. And we only have one course to start with, but we will unlock other courses as we beat these tournaments. So that is not going to be a problem. For these tournaments, you play through 18 holes. You use the front tees, and the greens are normal. We will be getting a secondary tournament variation later on that will have slightly different conditions in comparison to the conditions that I mentioned there. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the Lakitu Cup. So here we go, back in the world of Mario Golf. I am really, really excited to be playing this for you guys. There is a lot to cover. I'm going to be trying to cover things on a very gradual basis. I don't want to stop and explain like everything right here. But, yeah, you can see this is Bowser. He's shooting, or taking a shot here. You can move the control stick to move left or right to kind of aim where you want it to go. If you press the L and R button, you can actually kind of move that cursor, which will basically kind of show you, like if you, for the shot meter, if you put your cursor at that specific arrow, you'll kind of hit it in that general area. That's basically what that does. If you press the... okay, that's not really doing anything. If you press the X button, you actually get kind of a close-up of where you'll go. You can kind of just, in general, take a look at where your ball is going to end up being, so very helpful. You can also get a nice overhead view if you use the Y button. B button, you can obviously equip a power shot, but we're not going to be using those yet. You can use the C stick to kind of move your cursor as you're kind of traveling the distance of what your shot's going to end up looking like. And let's see, I'm going to do that. I want to say, oh yeah, you can use the D-pad. You can move the D-pad to kind of change the impact of where you're going to strike your ball. And you can kind of use this to add a little bit of a curve. You can obviously do it to kind of make your shot aim lower or a bit higher. I'm going to not really worry about that here since I don't need to. And of course, if you press start, you have some other options here. You can look at your scorecard, look at the rules, look at the controls, give up, or save and quit if you need to. I think that's about it. I think I've kind of covered all the different controls here. But yeah, if you press the A button, you're going to take your shot. And the one thing I want to explain here, the big thing, is that there are two types of shots in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. You have a manual shot and an auto shot. If you press the A button here, you will actually start the meter, and when you press A at the very end of the meter, you will actually be using an auto shot. Which basically means if you do an auto shot, you don't have to worry about pressing the A button again to meet your accuracy. The game itself will kind of automatically generate an accuracy value from like whether you hit it dead center or to the left or right. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show that to you guys, basically what that is, and I'll kind of go over manual shots when I get to a different hole. So yeah, there we go. There's an auto shot. Got perfect impact there. Whenever you do an auto shot, assuming you're shooting on normal conditions, it's never going to make you do a duff shot or anything like that. It's not going to mess up your shot in any way, shape, or form. Now, if you have a bad lie and your accuracy meter is very, very low, there's a chance it could happen. But for the most part, you can use auto as a way to just kind of make sure you only have to worry about power and not so much accuracy. But as you get to harder holes and like more difficult lies, you might want to have like more control over where your ball is going to go. So I wouldn't always depend on using auto shots all the time, but it is there if like you want to kind of just use that at your disposal, especially if you're kind of new and trying to learn the game and whatnot. So let's go ahead and look at what we have here. We have a pretty basic shot. Looks like a very flat green. We have no wind in play either. Not really hitting this uphill too much either. So we can probably... I mean, we are hitting a little bit uphill, I guess. Let me go one club higher and then just kind of move it like here or so. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and aim for this. And... once again, got pretty good accuracy. Hopefully it doesn't bounce too far. That did bounce a little further than I wanted, but still, that should be a very makeable putt. It looks like it's even downhill a little bit too. So yeah, now we're putting. If you press the B button while you're putting, you can change to a medium or long putt as well, but since we're under 30 feet here, I don't think we need to do that, so let's just kind of go here. For a shot like this, since we're going downhill, you don't have to worry too much about being exact with where you hit the power, but probably right there should be fine. And there we go. We got our first birdie and got a good start going. Don't worry, I won't be spending as much time talking as we get more into this. It's just, this is the first video after all. So here we're going to take a look at the scoreboard. You can see a lot of the characters in this game. You can also see some other interesting names here as well if you look further down the list. We have Casey at bat. Casey, I think you should be playing baseball, not golf. And also Big Bobo I didn't know Big Bobo was playing this game in this tournament. We also have Sand Trap. I guess that must be like a cool nickname. And then up here we have A2C, which I guess is like probably a weird like old screen name on like AIM or something. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like Diddy is our biggest competition right here. Also, look, Riku from Kingdom Hearts is also in here. Also, Mana from Secret of Mana. A lot of other funny names. We'll see. We'll look at this more later. Let's go ahead and continue on. As we have hole number 2, we have a par 4. So let's go ahead and look at what we have. This hole can actually be kind of tricky because, especially if you're using a draw character, because there are trees like kind of over in this direction. Let's try to aim here. If we roll down the hill, it's not too bad. So let's see what we can do. And see, as you can see right there, we the auto did kind of mess up a little bit right there. It's not going to change our shot too much, but you know, it's not going to be perfect, obviously. And if you use a power shot, for example, obviously that won't be super ideal. And then right here, we are going downhill a little bit. I don't need to hit it as hard as I did last time, so let's kind of do it like right here or something. And it's kind of in a way where if like we hit it right here, it should roll kind of closer to the hole anyway, so let's see what we can do with this. Honestly, that's fine. And we got perfect accuracy too, which is great. So this should be a really good shot. Only barely got on the green though, but it is kind of rolling. Didn't roll as far as I wanted it to, but this should still be a very makeable putt. We are kind of curving to the left, so I'm going to move around here, and probably want to hit it just a little above where the arrow is. Yep, we got it. Okay. I have a very, very close-up of Bowser's shell right there, but that's not a problem. Okay, so there we go. Honestly, doing a really good job so far. Let's keep it up. Let's keep up the good work. Looks like Diddy and Bob-omb aren't making any big moves just yet, so we should be fine there. As we move on to our first par 3 on hole number 3. So I'll use one. I'll start working on manual when I get to the first par 5 that we have. So let's see. Right here, once again, no wind. We are pretty downhill though, and it's kind of, the green's kind of curving to the right a little bit, at least around here anyway. So if like we hit it like around here, this should be actually a pretty good prospect. So let's aim for like right here. Maybe right around this area is where I should aim, because we are hitting it downhill after all. So it should theoretically go a bit further. Yeah, this should be fun. Nice shot. Oh, the draw will kind of bring it to the left a little more. I should have realized that. Nice on. Birdie putt. Ooh, this is going to be a very difficult putt. So this might be my first par. Doesn't look like there's much, like, it is uphill a little bit, but that's only because we're hitting like around a slope. It is kind of going to the right, so probably like around here. Probably like right here and then max power, I'd say. Oh, hell yeah. Nicely done. I was honestly not expecting to get that. But hey, we did. That's all that matters. Still no movement from the second place tie that we have there, though. Looking pretty good for me so far. Okay, so we have another par 4. Not having any wind, though. That's really interesting. So right here, we could be in a bit of an issue because obviously there's some trees over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to aim a little short and put it like right here instead. That way I have like a bigger opening of where I can hit my second shot. Hopefully this doesn't like roll too far into the bunker. It shouldn't, but... Okay, that's more than fine. Okay, so let's see here. Obviously that tree right there can be a little problematic, but I think we'll be fine. I think once again, probably just aim full power here. Especially since I've kind of been undershooting it a lot anyway, so I think we can probably do this.
Nice shot.
Nice shot. Nice shot indeed. Now, of course, when I say I undershoot, I actually overshoot it right there. We do have a little bit of a curve to the left. It looks like it kind of curves right at the end, but I think it's mostly... it curves right, then it curves left at the end. That's what I meant to say. Unfortunately, though, I don't think the curve at the end is going to matter too much, so let's focus more on adjusting for this. And it's kind of downhill, probably like right here. And if I just hit it like straight forward at full max power, that should be good enough. That may be a little short. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think if I actually I don't know. I think if I did do full power, it still would have gone past it. But oh well, we can get a par. Now, one thing I will say, be very careful with shots like these because, as you can see, the arrow is very, very close to the end of the meter. And if you try to just press A 2 times quickly, you might overhit it. So for a scenario like this, I would recommend letting the meter go all the way to the end and come back, then adjust it. So, like that. Just to be safe, because I remember when I first played this game, when I had shots like that, I'd often like try to double tap, and then like I'd hit it too hard, and I'd just go right over the hole. So be very, very careful with scenarios like that. Okay, so we have our first par 5, and like I said, I am going to finally talk about the manual shot. So, for the manual shot, in order to use this, first of all, I'm going to use some power, because this is a par 5 after all. But for manual, instead of pressing A after hitting your shot, or starting your shot meter, you have to press B when you want to set the power. But then, because you're doing manual, you will have to adjust the accuracy, so keep that in mind. So just to kind of show this off, hopefully I don't screw it up. Okay, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but hey, I at least got it right for the most part. Now you're probably thinking, like, well, okay, that was good, but is there still really any point to doing manual over auto? And there definitely is, because when you do manual swings, you can actually add topspin and backspin to your shots. So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and show this right now. But basically, to add topspin or backspin, after you press B to set the power, if you double tap A when your shot goes all the way back, you will actually perform a topspin. If you double tap B when it gets back for the accuracy, you'll perform a backspin. And there's also super topspin and super backspin as well, but I'll just show the other variations first. So let's do topspin first, since we're not going to quite make it all the way there yet, so topspin's probably going to be the more advantageous thing to do. There we go. You see this has the topspin down there. And as you can see, when it lands, it's going to get a little extra rolling distance, which is nice. Unfortunately, we're not quite there for an eagle. We're not on the green. We could try to putt it from here. Honestly, I kind of want to try that, but now we'll worry about chipping. Especially since we haven't really done any chipping yet anyway. But as you can see, the meter is now blue for our shot meter. That's because when you get like within distance of the hole, instead of power shots, you'll have, well, in addition to power shots, you'll have approach shots. Which, approach shots are, like, weaker shots that are just more focused on, like, accuracy and stuff. So I'm going to aim, like, probably, like, right here. Still have no wind, which is interesting. And there we go. Oh, not bad. That could have been an eagle. See, like, right there, like, I kind of overhit it past that very short meter. Thankfully, we were, like, far enough away from it, but if we were, like, right next to the hole, double tapping would have made us hit it right over it, so you have to be very careful about that. Thankfully, in that scenario, it didn't really matter much, but in other scenarios, that could be very important. Let's move on to hole number 6. Ooh, we have 2 different paths we can go right here. Okay, let's aim Since we still have power shots, I'm going to go ahead and aim over here. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to aim here. Just because, again, we have the draw. We don't want those trees getting in the way if we hit it the other way. So let's try, since I'm a little worried about that sand, let's actually try doing a backspin here. So instead of double tapping A for accuracy, we double tap B.
Nice shot.
Now, it may not look like you'll get backspin sometimes, but like it worked right there. But sometimes, even if it doesn't like pull the ball back, it'll at least stop the ball more quickly. So that's another thing you can kind of use and take into consideration here. So right here, kind of a tricky shot. I'm not really too worried about the tree over here, though. I mean, we see the shot line. It's kind of close to the tree, but unless we like really get the accuracy bad, it shouldn't come into play here. I'm going to try doing another backspin shot from here. Backspins are definitely more advantageous if you're trying to land on the green. Because obviously, like, you want to kind of stop close to the hole, maybe even potentially roll in the hole. So let's see if we can do that here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, that looks really good. See, like, I could have actually rolled a lot further, but, thankfully, it's like, nope, we'll pull back a little bit. Not crazy about this shot, but it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah! Or, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah! Gotta use the Bowser voice there. Yeah, there we go. Another birdie. Let's go ahead and move on to hole number 7, which is the other par 3. So yeah, par 3s definitely want to rely on backspin, I think, quite a bit. Unless you're confident it can roll in without it. So right there, I didn't get the most power there, so I didn't bother adding backspin after all. Because then that would have pulled me back a little further. But this is a pretty straight shot. It is uphill a bit, but it's not really curving, so if I kind of overhit this, I should be fine. Actually, I almost didn't get it in there, so that was kind of close. Still, though, did what I need to do. I think we have a par 5 again. No, we don't. Okay, par 5 is hole 9, I guess. So let's go ahead and show off super topspin here. So to do super topspin, instead of double tapping A, you have to press A and B. So like not at the same time, but like A then B. So just to kind of show this off, AB. There we go, and that's super topspin. Basically, it'll roll a lot further. Definitely want to use this on like par 5 just to get that little extra distance. Maybe make your second or your third shots like even shorter from the hole. Stuff of that nature, pretty much. We're about even elevation. It does look like there is a little bit of a hill on the green slope though. So let's do this. Boom.
Nice shot.
That should be pretty good. Maybe I shouldn't have used backspin.
Nice shot.
Okay, sorry if it keeps doing the replays. That might be too hard. Yeah. Okay, that was my fault for doing that. If you play a lot of Mario Golf 64, or even like Mario Golf Super Rush, like, you will find that like every Mario Golf game, like the putting, the hitting, and even if it's like largely similar, there will be some differences. I feel like the meter in this game, while it is more accurate, it's also like a little less forgiving in some rights. That's why you just have to be very, very careful with the way you aim specific shots. This could actually be an eagle opportunity for us, so I want to see if I can maybe take advantage of that. I didn't get good accuracy on this one. I'm going to hit that tree, too. Didn't fall in the sand, which is good, but yeah, unfortunately that's going to prevent us from getting that eagle I was talking about. If I would have hit it down there, I think I would have been fine, but I think the accuracy really messed us up. But yeah, as you can see, we did lose one of our power shots. For power shots, not only do you have to get perfect power, but I believe, like, the accuracy, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're, like, 1 pixel away from the accuracy line, that's also okay. So you don't have to be, like, exactly perfect, but as close to perfect as you can get. Maybe for the, actually, now that I think about it, maybe for the power, you don't need to be perfect on that, because, you know, power's kind of subjective with what you want to do with it anyway. I'm not going to worry about doing any backspin or anything this time. I am going to try to underhit it a little bit. I'm just going to do an auto shot, because I just want to see where this goes. It actually stopped a lot sooner than I was expecting, but whatever. Okay, a little bit of curve, uphill a little bit. That should be fine. Nice, okay. Wasn't an eagle, but still, it's something. Man, this is a very long video. Again, these holes will go a lot faster now that I've explained pretty much everything, so won't have to worry about that too much. I'm gonna go ahead and use some... I have a lot of power shots, so... Okay, you do have to get perfect power. Or at least, to meet where your cursor is gonna end up being, anyway. Okay. Oh, very bad accuracy. That should still get on the... It did not. Well, hey, we can do my favorite thing to do in the world, putting from the fairway. I actually need to hit this a little harder than that, though. We are going downhill a little bit, but... Well, that was a good shot. I think the downhill just kind of carried it way too far. That's fine. That should be okay. Got it. Another par, but I mean, look at the scoreboard right now. Even is still the second best score, so I'm 7 strokes ahead of second place. And yeah, we are collecting birdie badges. Birdie badges will be a thing in this, much like they were in 64. There is a character lock behind them. Thankfully, you don't have to get all of them, though, so that is one good thing. And as you can see, it's raining, so I don't have to deal with the rain now. Now, for the rain, obviously your ball won't roll as far or bounce as much. So, as far as like topspin and backspin is concerned, really won't do much for you, so don't worry about adding them whenever it's raining, because it just isn't really worth it. Unless you just like really want to squeak out as much distance as you can. And of course, whenever you're putting, you do have to add like a little more power. Yeah, even more than what I added right there. It has been a very long time since I've played this game, but it is, as I've mentioned before, it is one of my favorite, if not, it is my favorite Mario Golf game. Probably my favorite golf game in general, because of just how accessible it is for pretty much anyone. I remember when this was a game I actually played a lot with my dorm mates during my first year of college. We actually played this quite a bit. It was a lot of fun, and none of them were really golf fans, but they just really got into it because of just how fun it looked, and had a lot of fun with it. So let's see, we're heading downhill. Might try to do a little bit of backspin here.
Nice shot.
Not sure if that's going to be super necessary or not. That was actually a really good backspin.
Nice shot. Nice on.
This should be an easy birdie pickup.
Nice bird.
Oh yeah.
Very well done.
Roar. Yes, Bowser. Roar. Par 5? Par 5, hole 13. Oh, this is going to be perfect for Bowser since he has a draw. So, let's go ahead and do some super topspin. Just to roll as much as we can. wonder if we can actually make this work, though. Not really. We can try it, but we're still a ways away from it.
Nice shot.
Just barely skipped out on the trees, which is nice, but we're still about 40 yards away. That's fine, that's fine. Really nice approach.
Birdie putt.
Will give us the birdie.
Nice birdie. Very well done.
Yeah. Roar! Bowser, you're so awesome. Okay, let's move on to hole number 14. Sorry again for how long this video is going to end up being. It's just, again, all the explanation I had to do. Just imagine if I had like the actual intro on top of this. Would have been even longer. Since I have like a lot of power shots to use still, since I haven't really missed too many, I'm going to go ahead and keep using them just to get like a little extra distance. Not crazy about this angle here, but the green is kind of aiming to the left a little, or the right a little bit, so
Nice shot.
let's see how this is going to do. Oh, nice. Oh, very well done with that backspin. Sorry I keep having the replays play too. I think if you don't press any buttons, it like automatically starts a replay. Our aiming downhill and kind of curved a little bit. Thankfully, didn't bother me too much.
Very well done.
10 birdies. How about that? Okay, par 4. This tree is in the way. Thankfully, we're using a draw character, so it shouldn't matter too much. Okay, good. I did mess up the accuracy, but thankfully we just still curved around the tree. So it's not too bad.
Nice shot.
It's looking pretty good. Oh man, if that was just like turned to the left a little bit, that could have rolled back into the hole.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
I love when that happens.
Birdie. Very well done.
Okay, we have 3 holes left. I think we have a par 3, a par 4, and a par 5. Not in that order, but yes. Let's start with the par 3. Very simple. I'm not using super backspin. Super backspin I think is largely unnecessary for the most part. But you know, it's there if you want to use it. Oh man, that, I swear if I get a hole-in-one like during like my first weekend of this project, that'd be pretty sweet. Not gonna lie.
Nice birdie. Very well done.
Okay. So there we go, hole 16. It's kind of interesting in Mario Golf 64. Hole 16 was a par 5 and hole 17 was a par 3. I kind of swapped them around here. Maybe that's not that interesting, but I don't know.
Nice shot.
Me just spouting random trivia nonsense, I guess. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the green here, but that's fine.
Nice shot.
Still going to power through anyway. Probably didn't need the backspin there. Definitely didn't need the backspin there.
Birdie putt.
So we have kind of a hard shot now. It's mostly downhill though, so as long as I hit it maybe there. Oh, that was touching the edge there. Just didn't quite get what I needed. That's okay. Wasn't expecting to get a par on a par 5 though. That's the only thing. I think that was the only par 5 I... Yeah, because I birdied the other ones, so that's a little unfortunate. I birdied all the par 3s though. That's good. Shows that my short game's at least decent enough. And here we have hole number 18. This is actually a very short par 4. But unfortunately, since we're not using the star characters yet. Also just for fun, super backspin. Since we're not using star characters yet, our distance is not going to be incredibly deep. But that's fine. That's fine. Ooh, I was not expecting to hit that short. Still mostly uphill, so let's do this. It's kind of aiming right, then left, with mostly left, so... We'll do this. Close enough. Okay, guys, well... We have finished our first tournament. We have a score of 12 under par. Better than 4 under par, which is what I think I got for Mario Golf 64's first tournament. But that should give us a nice trophy. We also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we got all birdies, so I should have been able to count that. We got 12 birdie badges. Or best badges, whatever you want to call them. And there we go. Lakitu Cup has been completed. We unlock a new course. And let's see our trophy celebration here. This is one thing I do really like about this game. And it's something I wish they'd do for, you know, other Mario sports games in modern day. They're not as interesting as the Mario Tennis 64 and Powered Tennis celebrations, but still, like, they have like their own unique character animations, and yeah, it's a little more fun. This day it's just like, oh, they get a trophy and they just like wave a little bit. That's really all it is. I'll talk more about, again, the personal charm of this game versus the other games as we go through this more. But yeah, we have our first trophy. If we go to the records and look at tournaments, we can see our trophy here. If we look, oh yeah, Bowser got his trophy. You can see the complete records. You can also look at all your best badges as well, and just in general tournament statistics. Your average score, your best drive, your percentage of hitting the fair. I hit the fairway 100%, which is kind of cool. But yeah. Pretty good stuff, not gonna lie. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the first of what will be many rounds of golf from Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Tomorrow, we're gonna do our first match play, and I'm gonna show you guys how exactly you unlock most of the star characters, or the star variations for each characters. So yeah, I will see you guys then. This has been SlimKirby, and I will talk to you guys next time. Later, folks.